Welcome to the Run Radio Podcast. I'm Trina Wilcox, and my guest today, Gerry Mathis. You're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. You've also done some really other great things that we're going to get into. But first, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to join me.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate the opportunity. Anytime I get the chance to talk, you know me, I'm ready to do it.
Well, then tell me how you even got into business in the first place and the type of business you're in, because it's an interesting field of work to just think, one of these days, this is what I'm going to do. So tell
Oh,
me how it
girl.
started.
Are you talking about the networking or the bug killing?
The bug killing. Bugs.
Well, I married my high school sweetheart right out of Glendale High School, and his mom and daddy owned a branch of Terminex at the time. And so we just went into the pest control business. And once, I've always said, once you start doing it, it gets in your blood, you know. And so years later, and now I'm in business with my brother Bill, and we've got Alpine Termite and Pest Control here in Springfield and all the surrounding areas. We treat all over. Been here for 20 years working with my brother, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to come in and work with every day. Let me tell you, we have a great time. We work hard, but we play hard too, and that's what it's all about. The best part about having a pest control company is, you know, it's a blessing because we don't, what we offer is not a luxury. You know, it is a luxury. People, you know, they don't have to have us. And so it's always good that we can go out and help people. If I go into a home and I see that they've got a really bad infestation, and showing that what we can do and make changes, that's huge for us, especially the senior citizens. You know, you go into their homes and they've got a lot of insects that they just don't know how to take care of it. So that's a good thing that we're able to provide that. So
That is a thing that you don't often think of, is how, you know, you can get along without it. But when you start
yeah.
seeing the damage that like termites can do, or
Oh, totally different ball game. Yeah.
oh my gosh. I mean, it's something that, you know, it's wonderful to have. And then to find a reputable company, and
Well,
people become loyal to people that are there for their customers, their clients. So how's
yes,
that
ma'am.
been fun to watch people, your repeat customers and things?
Oh, it's been a blessing, Trina. I tell you, it's really sad because, you know, I talk to these customers daily and they've got my cell phone number, pretty much all of them do. And I answer the phone pretty much 24/7. And you build such a relationship with them. And, you know, that's what it's all about. That's how I ended up getting involved into networking, because all my customers would say, hey, you know, we need a plumber, or we need somebody to do this or somebody to do that. And so, you know, you start seeing that repetition, you seeing that need. And I thought, well, you know, there's something out there, maybe a little bit more than what we're doing. And but yeah, I've got customers that we're family. You know, it's not just customers now, it's family. And so I met a young lady here in Springfield. Her name is Kat Williams. She owns another networking group in town, and she's the one who introduced me into networking and got me trained and showed me how, you know, what it was all about. So in 2018, I decided that the area needed something just a little bit different when it came to networking. You know, I'm big on giving back to the local community. My brother and I were sitting at the kitchen table, and I said, you know, I need to come up with a really good, catchy name for the networking, but I just couldn't come up with anything. And all the words, Trina, kept ending in ing: learning, caring, growing, sharing, donating. And I thought, man, I'm on to something. And then it just came out of the dark, you know, ing networking, inspiring new growth. Yeah.
That's really cool. What was
Yeah.
it that you wanted to kind of perfect or do a little different than the other networking groups? God bless them all. They're all doing their thing, and there's something fantastic about each one. If we had enough time in the day, I think we'd all like to go and be at so many of these groups, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many great people. But what was it that you wanted to do a little differently?
Well, I wanted it to be heartfelt. I wanted it to be, not that theirs is not. Like you
Right.
said, there's a bunch of go-getters out there, and God bless them all. You know, my daddy used to always say we'd be rich if we didn't have to eat. And if you think about that, especially in today's age, you know, my Lord, a loaf of bread, you know, a peanut butter. You're lucky if you got jelly to go on your peanut butter these days. So I just wanted to keep the money local. I wanted to help small businesses. I wanted to, you know, treat each member. I want them to feel that ING cares about them, sincerely, heartfelt.
Mm.
I want them to know that if they come to a meeting, they're going to walk away with something. They're going to walk away with a laugh, most importantly, in this day and age. Good Lord, they're going to walk away with a giggle. They're going to walk away with referrals. They're going to walk away with people's phone numbers from that meeting, knowing that they're going to be able to reach out to these people and call them and say, hey, you know, I need some help this week. I need, you know, I'm looking for this customer. Can you help me get my foot in this door? And ING is very strong-willed, and we got a good foundation is what I'm getting at. And so I
Yeah.
think this year we're really going to grow with leaps and bounds, as we have since 2018. We've got chapters in Springfield and Branson. We've got a new chapter that's going to be forming down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks. I'm still looking for a meeting place down there. So if anybody watching this has a place in Tulsa or has any businesses down there that would like to be a part of networking, they can most definitely reach out to me. I got a young man who is in Bentonville, Arkansas, that is interested in starting an ING chapter there. And there's some really good fishing down there. So I'm hoping that really comes to tuition.
That would be fantastic. What were some of the obstacles that you faced early on after, first of all, you got over the hurdle of coming up with a good name. You got
Yeah.
that, but what were some of the other things? Because it's never as easy as the idea. People always have great ideas, but execution's another story.
Yeah. Well, you know, you have to have a really laid back attitude. And I kind of have like knee jerk reactions sometimes, you know, like I get an idea and I'm ready to run. I don't sit still. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get it done. And I've always been that way. But sometimes I think that's a good thing. But trying to keep everybody happy in a sandbox, like herding wet cats sometimes, you know, everybody brings all these different personalities together. And I'm very proud. Each one of our chapters, you know, I own it, I have it, I pay the bills, but each chapter is ran by its members. It's member owned and member operated. I'll always say that till my last breath. But what that means is that each member has a vote and a voice. They can come to me and come to their leadership team and say, you know, I want to change this in the meeting, or I want to add this to the meeting. So you need to go visit each chapter because each one's ran completely different. They've got a script that they follow, of course, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they all follow the script. But each one is a little bit different, and they all bring different things to the table. So whatever fits your criteria is where we need to stick you. We're looking to form 2 new chapters here in town. I've got a real estate agent and I've got a lender and a new handyman in town, and they're all looking to start a new chapter. So I'm trying to find 3 or 4 more members to get that one rolled out. And I think they're wanting a Wednesday afternoon. So again, if anybody knows of a Wednesday afternoon time, place that they would like to meet at, they can get in touch with me as well. Not really a lot of obstacles. You know, I just open the door and people come in. I'm real proud about that.
And explain why you're saying you've got a realtor for this. Explain why you don't, the non-compete.
We are industry exclusive, meaning that there's one industry per chapter. And the reason that we do that is because that way we can ensure that in your little chapter, okay, like example, I'm a working member of the alumni chapter of ING. We meet Thursday mornings over at Reese Nichols at 9 o'clock on South Campbell. I'm the only pest control operator in that chapter. So I am promised, and I've earned it. You know, that's another thing. We don't just give our work to an ING member. You've got to earn that trust. You got to build that connection, because it's all, you know, it's got to be inspiring. That's, you know, we talk the talk and walk the walk. That's what it is. So, but I get all of their referrals, and girl, it's crazy. My brother and we haven't done any advertisement in the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. 90% of our work comes from referrals, and that's huge. So yeah.
And it's not just lip service. I also am a member of the alumni chapter,
Yeah.
and we get to know each other. So when we are referring one another, we've got to know, a little bit about Gerry and her integrity behind what she does, or the other people that we're talking about and sharing with. And that's something that I feel like is really important for people to understand when they're reading a referral, that if it's coming from a member of an alumni chapter or ING member, they're getting to know these people and understand and work with them.
Yes, ma'am. It's always nice to know who you're sending into your family and friends' homes.
Yes.
That's like just now, Tony Yarborough with Exquisite Renovations, I think's the name of his company. I apologize if I messed that up, Tony. I just referred him to my cousin Karen. And I'm doing that with a heartfelt referral because I know Tony, I know his work, and it's going to be a big remodel. And so, you know, you have to know who your referral partners are. In ING, we take time to learn about each other. That's one thing. You know, we say we're family, we are family. If someone's hurting or struggling, we're all right there together and helping. And I have found that to be very true, especially now. So I'm very proud of every single member we have.
As an entrepreneur myself, a solopreneur, you know, a single person trying to spin all the plates, it gets very overwhelming. But in almost all of my research, I would read networking is important. You've got to network, you've got to get out. So, what would you say to people that are a little reluctant about doing it and why they should do it?
Oh, goodness. If they don't know you, they can't refer to you. If your name is not out there, get up, call somebody, call a friend, get a buddy system, go to these meetings. Um, Call me. I'll go to other networking groups. I try to visit as many as I possibly can. Of course, having a pest control company and trying to answer the phones and have a family, God forbid, getting time with the kids. But you know, get out and get your name out there. Get your business cards in those guest boxes. Let people know who you have. Stand up, be proud of what you got. You're the only person that knows and can do what you do. So get out there and show it off. And if you need help, you know, there's people in ING. We have classes. Trina, I'm so excited. We're going to start doing a conference this year. I've been wanting to do this since we opened the door in 2018, and now it's fixing to happen. We're calling it Inspiring 2024, the conference, and we're going to pull in together probably 10 to 15 ING members, and we're going to have like breakout sessions of what we excel at to teach. And we're going to have tickets at a huge discounted price. We're going to have some entertainment. We're going to have some food catered in. And I'm looking forward to it. We're just now getting that ball rolling out. So I love being able to share what we've got with other people. But my biggest thing is if they don't know you, they can't refer to you. You have to get out and shake the bushes.
Now, I'm sure you have a lot of personal stories about how people have referred to you, but does one come to mind where someone in the networking group you got to, you know, overhear a story about them getting referred and a shining moment for them?
Yeah, John Tebow with Lawn John lawn care. I don't know if it's landscaping or lawn care. I apologize. When he first started with ING, he's such a dear soul. He's a good man. And he told me one day he was in the financial business, and he told me, he said, I'm gonna be just a man in my mower. And that was his tagline. And I said, really? You're gonna start doing lawn care? And he said, yeah. And Trina, his whole business has changed from financing to lawn care, and he has said numerous times, he even wrote a testimonial how networking has changed his entire business aspect and his life. I mean, it's, you know, it's life altering when you can become happy in what you do. And that's another, I throw that word inspiring out there a lot. So he definitely got inspired, bless his heart. He's one of the best lawn care guys I've ever had in my entire life. He takes care of all of our personal and business, but he's got a good story. And I remember, I've got one real quick story I'll share. When I first started networking, Kat Williams called me and she said, hey, I'm having a group out here in Branson and I don't have a guest speaker. Can you come out? And I said, yeah, I'll come out. And I look like I do now, you know, hardly any makeup. My hair's a mess. And so it was pouring down rain, Trina, and I drove all the way out there, didn't have no business cards with me, didn't have nothing. I walked in there and I did my little spiel and got it all out. And the man was sitting behind the counter, behind the desk. And he said he was an insurance agent, and he did not know that Alpine Pest Control, we also have a crawl space restoration side of the company where we can literally jack up a house, rebuild it, and set it right back down. You know, we do termite damage, water damage repair, mold remediation, things like that. So I was given my little spiel. And when I walked away from that meeting, I had sold right at $3,000 job. And I've always said, if they didn't know me, they couldn't refer to me. So I took that chance. She asked me to go out. She asked me to give a speech. I was not prepared. I just threw it off the cuff and sold that big job. So when you ask me what's my most advice about getting out networking, just get out there and you'll be surprised.
Just
You know, you'll be surprised who needs you, who's out there that would need you.
Thank you so much for spending some time sharing today. I hope you'll come back as we are progressing towards that conference and give us updates, keep us posted, because that's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to make a big impact on the business community out there.
I think so too, Trina. Thank you so much for being a part of ING and for asking me to be a part of your wonderful podcast. I'm looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Appreciate it so much. Be sure you're following along at runradio.net.